If you lose your way in pawn up endgames, this is the video for you. It's GM Max here showing you how to win with an extra pawn. Capablanca was playing against Rogozin, Moscow 1936. White plays a move knight to d4, putting the knight in the center. Black plays a move rook b7. And I might be thinking, well, can't we just take that bishop with knight takes e6 and b4 and say that black has a litany of pawn islands? Well, if you did that, you played even better than Capablanca. But the way that Capablanca played it also worked, just playing b4. And a little pattern that we're going to see here, if we just play out a few more moves by both sides. And of course, the computer will say, oh, Capablanca, wasn't playing like a computer, blunder. But actually, it's quite instructive to see the setup that White has created here. Where one thing you might notice is how the knight and the pawns have formed this very little cute barricade, right? Where the black bishop is dominated distance 4 by the knight on d4. Our rook is defending the pawn a3 and can go back to attack that pawn on c7, which is isolated. And black has no real counterplay. We're just going to gradually improve the position. Why hurry? The fruit will ripen of its own accord. If you're enjoying this slightly different presentation style, do make sure to leave a like and also to consider subscribing so that I know to do more training videos for adult chess improvers and also junior chess improvers like you. So black played rook to a4, trying to fix the pawn as a weakness Soviet style. But after rook c3, here is where Capablanca does a little bit of a psychological game. He repeats the position once, teasing black with the hope of making a draw. But nope, he goes back knight to e2. And at the moment, it might not seem like white is making a whole lot of progress, right? He's just shuffling the pieces back and forth. And at this point, he decides to do something a bit different and plays the move of king to d4 with the idea of trying to bring his king over to the queen side to support his pawn over here. Which actually is a bit of a mistake. Allowing bishop to b5 in this is honestly not really ideal by any means. Like rook e3, king d6, and it's not even clear that white is really so much better because if you play knight c3, well, black goes c5, and instead of winning the exchange, it's actually black who is going to be fine with this intermediate checks. So there you go. Even Capablanca struggles in winning position, so now you can feel a bit better about your own deficiencies in this area. But on a more serious note, the move f5 would have been quite strong. Yeah, we give back the pawn for the moment. But we've got this little knight to d5 trick. And the move they would like to play is king d6. But then we have got a discovered check, discovered attack. You get the idea. Or if they try to defend the c7 pawn this way, then knight f6 is going to collect the harvest. So it goes to show you can't just play purely on principles. You do actually have to calculate a bit in order to turn your advantage into a win, right? But in the game, Rogozin, maybe feeling a bit dejected, missed his opportunity, and white was able to get back on the right track. Nice little trick here of knight c3, realizing that the pawn is a poison pawn. Knight e4 check and hit the rook at the same time. f5, white goes b5 and is just able to consolidate, getting that king to support the passed a-pawn's advance. Realizing he's losing if he does nothing, Rogozin played the move c5, but after takes, rook b8 is running in a knight b5 counter check. King c6, we take their bishop. And in the game, after bishop g8, we just go knight b5, rook d3, preparing to slide and attack the weaknesses that way. This is kind of a principle of the two weaknesses, right? Because, if they try to defend their pawn, well, we just go check, check, and set up the fork like this. And if they try to put everything to defend the pawn, well, bishop h7 isn't really working either for the same reason. And if g5, well, we can just take, throw in a check, take, and yeah, just collect with rook to g6. Because what's happening is black's rook and king are trying to stop our pawn. This is the first weakness, but now the second weakness can't be covered properly. If bishop d5, we just take because we're defending the pawn from attack when we take their pawn, as you can see here. The game ended rook f8, rook g5, f4, knight in the center, stopping the counterplay. Rook c8, rook g7, give a couple checks, repeat once, gain a bit of time on the clock. Knight b5, the knight comes in, and at this point Rogozin realizes that, okay, I'm down 2 pawns, might just raid a queen here or queen over here. I can't really stop both things at once, and therefore black resigned. Let me know in the comments below, what was your favorite part of this training? Do you feel more confident now looking at a position like this that you would be able to win it as well from my perspective? Definitely interested to hear your thoughts, and I will see you in the next training tomorrow. Until then, take care.